Hey everyone, it's Mark, and these are my top favorite books. These are books that have taught me so much, not only about life, business, relationships, creativity, but there's so much in these pages that I can't wait to share with you. So these are my top favorite books. Hope you enjoy. The first book is The 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss. The reason I love this book is one, my best friend Colin suggested it to me years and years ago, but two, is it really lays the foundation for a lot of big thinking, and it breaks down the barriers of what it really means to be rich. That there was the old rich who were rich with things like money and cars and houses, and the new rich who are rich with things like time and opportunity. And it tells you how to become new rich. It tells you practices that you can do to put in kind of the minimal amount of work to get the maximum output. And it's not really cheating, it's just a methodology. It also helps you learn how to build remote businesses and gives great case studies of how this stuff has been kind of implemented. So the 4-Hour Workweek is really the baseline for some big thinking. The next book is Change by Design by Tim Brown. This book is really important because for me, it helps answer a few key questions that I often get. You probably hear me talk about design thinking a lot. This is the book that explains what it is, and it does it with really easy to understand use cases and some just regular terminology. It even starts with this nice graphic recording that illustrates what design thinking is. So Change by Design answers three main things. One, if you want to know what is design thinking, it's in this book. Two is if you want examples of how design thinking has been utilized to solve really big problems, it's in this book. And three, if you ever want to know that you have an idea and that it might seem a crazy solution you have in your head, this idea tells you that it must not be crazy. There's great tidbits in here. It really helps just kind of lay again the groundwork for some innovative and creative thinking. Change by Design by former IDEO CEO Tim Brown. Great book. I'm surprised this next one actually made it into my top 5 because it's kind of douchey. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. The first 15 pages are just kind of filled with stories of like debauchery and like a dude just being a kind of out of control dude, lots of swear words. But once you cut through that, there's a really great theory in here that I love. And it's the idea that every day you only have a certain amount of fucks to give, and so you should choose wisely about what you choose to give a fuck about. Hence the title of the book. The idea here is that this book guides you through understanding what are your guiding values, morals, and ethics and principles, and those are the things that you should get really passionate about and thus give a fuck to. Anything else that is not aligned with your values, your morals, your ethics, and your principles, you probably shouldn't give a fuck about. So again, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Marc. Good book. The next one is the Bible. I recommend this book to almost as many people as I recommend the last book to, but The Lean Startup is the Bible for people that want to start a business, for entrepreneurs or people even that are working within companies, entrepreneurs that want to bring an idea to life. The Lean Startup lends on lean manufacturing methodologies, and it's basically built on the principle of the build, measure, learn, lose. If you have an idea that you want to test out, don't invest your time, your money, and your resources into building it because somebody might not even want to buy it. So rather, you first build the earliest stage prototype you can, kind of your MVP is what they call it, your minimally viable product. Once you build it, you just put it out in the world as quickly as you can, and you measure what happens to it. Are people buying your book? Are people visiting your website? Are people signing up for your new yoga class? You measure that, and then you learn. You ask yourself, what have I learned based on what I measured? From there, you make some edits, and you build again, and you continue this build, measure, learn loop to bring that idea to life. This book literally is the blueprint for building a successful startup. People often think that entrepreneurship is messy and it's grimy and it's dirty and you're in your basement or you're in, your garage. That's not the case. Entrepreneurship is a very organized, systemic process that can be measured, taught, and replicated. It is in this book, and The Lean Startup is my Bible. My last book is actually 3 books, so I got 3 for the price of 1. This is a series of books from author Coby Yamada. He is the CEO of Compendium, and he is one of the most amazing human beings I've ever had the privilege of interacting with. He might be on the podcast soon, so keep your eyes peeled. At any rate, my wife gave me this first book, What Do You Do With an Idea, as a present, and when I read it, I literally started to cry. Because one, it made me understand that when people have ideas, they're not crazy. People aren't crazy for having ideas, but you should give your ideas attention and you should give them love. And the book walks you through a story of a young boy that has an idea and he tries to push it away, but over time that idea just keeps coming back to him and kind of nudging him. And so he starts to give it some attention. He starts to give it some love. And you can read the book to find out what happens at the end. But these 3 books are soothing for my soul. So these are What Do You Do With an Idea? What Do You Do With a Problem? And What Do You Do With a Chance? These are required reading for any adult, any child. If you can read, or even if you can't read, buy them for somebody and read them to those people. These books will make you smile. These are awesome. So these are my top 5 books. I will leave the titles and authors in the comments below. If you're on YouTube, please go ahead and click the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel, please. I'm going to put out a lot more videos like this. If you're on Instagram, please go ahead and share the post. Let me know what books you're reading. I would love to find some more awesome books. So leave a comment below and let me know what you're reading. And as always, thank you for your time. This is Marc Hands, and I always challenge you to think different.